Hello and welcome to my little world. So last week I read you a fairy tale that was written by my sister-in-law and my twin brother. And I had meant to share with you the toast that I gave at their wedding. And so since I forgot to do that last week, I thought I would share that with you this week. So here goes. May your armor never rust, your castle guests never leave in disgust. Your moat never grow moldy, nor the dragon rise boldly. May your steed never be hobbled, nor your sturdy gates wobble. Your castle be draughty, nor your servants be crafty. May you ever share true love, and the lovers embrace, and never lose favor or be turned out in disgrace. May your fires burn brightly, your faces be sightly, your troubles come lightly, and your tables turn rightly. In your gardens may you sow only peace, and never woe. Let joy come, but never go. Eat pleasant hens, but never crow. May all your days be wrapped in mirth, 1,000 joys be given birth, and your happily ever after be ever filled with gleeful laughter. Yay! So this week I have another story to share, and this is one that I wrote myself. I wrote this allegory in honor of my niece's wedding, which was on the equinox, March 21st, 1999. And this is called An Allegory of Day and Night. One summer day in June, the day dressed herself in her deepest, brightest emerald green skirts, sprinkled with roses of fuchsia, pink, and ruby red. Her bodice sparkled with iridescent sequins, reflecting shifting pastel lights in their prisms. Her hair flowed in golden rivulets like a cascading stream, and her head was crowned with the dazzling, fiery sun. She strutted herself across the earth, congratulating herself that she was the most magnificent, highly talented, and exquisite creature of the cosmos. And she announced to the world that she was the queen of all creation, now ready to take her rightful place and reign forever and always. She sat down on the tallest mountain peak and proclaimed she was here to stay. Indeed, the inhabitants believed her, for it was the longest day they had ever seen, and they began to think it was not going to end. But darkest night frowned when he heard the day and her foolish claim, and said to himself, I will prove her wrong, for she is not worthy to reign on the throne of the earth. I am. So night gathered his strength, stood up to his full height, cast his long shadow over day, and pushed her away from her throne, seating himself upon it. Furious Day shook her fist and threw fiery sparks at him from the horizon in the west whence she had gone. She vowed he would not be on the throne long. So early in the morning, she came with blinding brightness from the east, surprised him, and took the throne quickly with the intent to stay. Night was chagrined at himself that he should have been caught unaware, and made up his mind to overpower Day for good. But Day, who was equally determined, continued to fight. So back and forth they went, the throne belonging first to one and then the other. Gradually, Day began to lose her strength, while Night found his to be increasing. And when she changed her skirts to rust and amber late in September, she saw that Night had begun to have the longer stay on the throne each day. Proudly Night donned his black cloak, scattered stars across it like winking jewels, and sat brooding for hours while the earth chilled below him. When Day came in the mornings, she could see that Night had sent some of his frosty stars to rest upon the ground, and she wept that it had turned so cold and dull from his lengthy reign. Her tears turned to snow as they fell, attempting to hide the barrenness below her. But when her tears abated, her skirts were ragged and brown, and she hadn't the heart to stay on the throne long. It seemed better that night should come and hide the barren earth from the eyes of its inhabitants as long as possible each day. Finally, one winter day in December, it seemed as if night had won, for he threatened to stay on the throne for all time. But Day gathered what little strength she had left, saying to herself, "He must not win. The world will freeze and die, and I cannot let that happen." Humbled and subdued by the memory of her grandiose plans, which had come to naught, she thought to herself, "Fighting has only hurt us both and those we love. Perhaps reason will succeed where force has failed." So she dressed herself in a demure and simple gown of pale yellow and approached the throne cautiously. Bowing low, she said slowly yet boldly, "Grand nighttime, you are truly strong and powerful. You have proved your power and forced me off the throne which I so audaciously claimed as mine. But gentle night, consider the inhabitants of this earth, which is your footstool. If I had remained solely upon their throne, they would have languished from heat and exhaustion, with no rest from their labors, and no cool shade for their eyes. But with you on the throne alone, they will grow thin and lethargic, with no warmth and nothing to do but sleep. Let us reason together, and let us work together and share the throne, that they may be blessed with both our talents, but not overburdened by a surfeit of either." Dark Night listened gravely. Her words made sense, but his pride had been deeply wounded, and he was not anxious to trust Day too quickly. "Well," he answered, "you began the fight, so I determined to finish it. You will have to prove your earnestness to me by relinquishing the throne readily to me when it is my turn. Therefore, your turn will be short until I can be sure you will not take it and keep it." "Fair enough," replied Day. "I will gladly give what warmth I can to the earth for a short time each day." So the agreement made, Day and Night began to share the throne. When Night arrived in the evening, Day smiled at him and gave over the throne with a gentle wave of pink and lavender ribbons as she said adieu. Likewise, when Day came in the morning, Night winked at her with his pale silver moon and sauntered over the horizon like a gentleman. In time, as they learned to trust each other, they discovered an even greater feeling for one another. They began to meet with a lover's kiss, a knowing smile, and rainbow colors. And on the 21st day of March, they knew that they had achieved a union of their hearts and minds, for neither one needed or asked for more time on the throne than the other. But they met as equals and shared the blessing and blessings of the earth, appreciating one another's virtues and talents, and glad for the world to share in them too. They agreed that each should have their time of glory, the day in summer and the night in winter, and that they would share in all things. So Day crowned her golden head with a wreath of daisies, put her freshest, brightest grass skirt on, and danced barefoot out to meet her Night, arrayed in a suit of silver gray and a halo of moonshine. So Day and Night were married and lived to bless the earth happily ever after. The end. I hope you like this little allegory, and I have more things to share, and I will be attempting to do that each week on Thursdays and posting these videos then. So thank you for coming to listen today, and I hope you'll come back next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.